going on, guys? So we're getting ready to start doing all the bushings and everything on the suspension, but before we do that we want to get the motor in. So we got the front subframes in. They're all nice and painted and bolted up and ready to go. We got the motor sitting here ready to go in. All the bolts and everything we coated with this, and then they got baked in the oven at 400 degrees for like, I think we did like 10 minutes just to help protect them. Here's all the other suspension pieces and the rear subframe. Now, before we start putting bushings in, we're gonna lay the bag and show you the part number that goes with each piece, because it is confusing. But for now, we're gonna get this motor in so you guys can enjoy watching us struggle with that. All right, guys, so that actually went like really smooth.
Now time for boosty bits.
So we have a block of wood on the oil pan, having the motor tilted back to kind of like where it would be when the transmission's in. So we're gonna mock up the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold and the throttle body and the turbo, because we need to take some measurements for the throttle cable because he has to get a custom one made. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll show you guys out here in a second. All right, guys, so after a few nerve-wracking half hours, we got the motor in, turbo on, intake manifold on. We don't have the gas pedal in, so we can't do the measuring we need to do. But it's mocked up now, so we can measure for the throttle cable and the sleeve, and we got the turbo on. We got the hood strut kit from Kirk Price on, which is like, that's the first mod you should do if you buy a Supra. Like, if you don't do those,
any car these days,
yeah, like that. That was the first thing I bought for my Supra, was those things are amazing. So yeah, so that's where we're at. We're done for the day. We accomplished exactly what we wanted to accomplish. So a lot of the rest of this is going to be mocking up the downpipe, making sure that all clears, getting the intercooler piping mocked up. So yeah. All right, so we're going to get started on the suspension bushings here shortly, probably next weekend. But yeah, it's going to be all part of this video. So, all right, yeah, we're going to get that going. All right, guys, so you saw we got the motor in. We actually got a lot of the painting done on the inside. We actually dropped the tank and undercoated underneath the tank over here. But I know what y'all came for. You want to know what SuperPro bushings go where. So that's for the steering rack. This one is for the knuckle. That goes here on both knuckles. This one is for the back side of the diff.
Say what they are. Just like say that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a bit of that.
This one is for the front side of the diff that bolts up here.
Like the 488 there.
I mean, they can read.
They're gonna be like us.
These are the supplemental bushings for the front part of the rear subframe. So these like go inside of here. More front suspension. These are the bushings for the front upper control arms. These are the bushings for the rear toe arms.
Isn't that front tire?
Nope, rear. These are the bushings for the rear trail arms or track arms. They're the longer ones. So on this side, that's what connects to the spindle that I showed you earlier over there. So these bushings go on the other side of that. Rear upper control arms. There's the part number that goes into those. Rear subframe, rear mount. There's the part number that goes into those. And we're actually going to show you guys, we're going to show you how to install these, because these bushings have a metal shell, so it gets pressed in. So on the rear suspension, the shock slides into a mount. There's the part number that goes into this spot. And then where it connects to the car, there's the part number for that. That goes here. Rear lower control arm, or no, are these the front?
Yeah. Front.
Yeah. Rear. So these are the front lower control arm. This is the back side of the front lower control arm. So if you're looking at the front of your car, this is the front. This is going towards the back. The front one is that part number. The rear one is that part number. All of these bushings, with the exception of these two, you just apply some of the grease that comes with the bushings to the outside of the bushing. You push both halves in, and then you put this melt. So this here. Jesus. So both bushings.
Greased?
Yeah, you grease them on right here. You push them in. They're not greased. They're not going to go in. Yeah. So you grease them and put them in, and then you grease this and put this in. You do that on all of them, except for these. These need pressed in. So it's really straightforward. We're going to put this all together, except for the hubs, because we have to get new wheel bearings and everything for those rear hubs because they're bad. We're going to put all this together, and then we're going to show you guys once it's all together and installed in the car. The only one we're going to show you actually like putting together are these rear ones, because you have to press them in with a press. If you don't have a press, you cannot do these. Don't do what I did and beat them in with a hammer. You will damage that bracket. Luckily, I damaged the one you can buy. But anyway. So we're going to go ahead and install these, and then we'll show you guys. All right, guys. So we are blurry as shit. All right, guys. So we started doing the rear subframe, rear mount bushing install. And I said before that the right side, which passenger on American, driver on right-hand drive, is discontinued. That is not true. You can still get both of these in stock. They are different, but not the metal bracket. The metal bracket is identical between the two. The difference comes with the bushing. So the bushing is bigger on one side than the other, the front side, which makes these different. So yes, these are identical, but this can't go on this side like this, because if you notice, this is smaller than this. This is the front, so this goes like this. Now these bushings from SuperPro are even marked. See, it says front. So this goes this way. And you can see, oh God, you can see when they're mounted like that, that's the difference, is where this sway bar bolts up.
Those will be on the inside of the car, and then the squiggly.
Yeah, you get the squigglies.
On the outside.
But if I would take just this metal bracket and flip it around, it is literally the exact same bracket. It's just the bushing is where the difference is. So we are going to go ahead and press in this one. So we're doing the cup at the bottom. And are you sure that's facing the right way?
I don't remember which one you did first. Front? Did you put it on the top? Okay, good. Yeah.
And then front of the bushing goes that way. And when they say front, they're talking about like towards the front of the car. So this is how we did this. Take this plate and you see it's gives enough room for the bushing to sit inside of there. And then that plate.
So we were just using this. It was trying to.
Yeah, I was trying to get in there and push it sideways. We still had to kind of work it a little bit so it would go down even. But once you get it started, it'll go down even. It's just getting it to that point. All right.
Like it already wants to.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see it's crooked. Now I'm just pushing over on this side. All right. Okay. So you'll see this lip here. You want to get that to like, you'll see it'll be, the metal in this will be flush on both sides once it's in all the way. Actually, I can just show you now because he has to readjust that. So you can see here it's flush. And over here it's flush. This one might need to go in a hair more, maybe. We'll see. But yeah. So okay. Adjust that one. And now that it's already in enough, you can just press with this. It doesn't try to kick it sideways. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, it's going in. That's good. That should be good. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. So we're gonna go try installing this real quick, and we'll let you guys know if that actually needs to go down more. I don't know if it does. We'll let you know here in a second. All right, guys. So for the rear subframe front mounts, Justin went with the supplemental washers. I'm gonna be doing solid bushings on my, or full replacement bushings on mine. So I'll show you how to install those when I do mine.
I didn't have a choice.
These are the full replacements out of stock at Figs. So this little one goes like that, face down, and then it smushes in there and helps with that. And then on the bolt that goes underneath, this one just sits in the cup just like that. And that's it for those. So is it this one? Is this the one that was solid? I think it is.
Is it the one with the tube? Yeah, those were solid. That one was solid.
Yeah.
And this one was solid.
So these ones that are solid like this, what we found out, the easiest way to do them, hold that,
Solid
was...
as in like the bigger bushings, these were 2-piece.
Yeah, they're split in the middle on the other ones, but this whole rubber bushing is solid one piece. So we used this. I think we just used random cups, whatever fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we put it through here.
Which obviously isn't going to work now because
The metal sleeve wasn't in there. You pushed it through. And then I think we just took another random one. And it was like that.
And tightened it on.
And then tightened it on with this. And as we were... let me put all this back so I can explain this. As we got it tight, I had Justin use these channel locks, and he squeezed the bushing a little bit, and then I ran it in more, and it got the lip through. Obviously you can see with this one, we probably should just press it a little bit to help smush the bushing down, because you'll never get that in like that in the car. But yeah, so these, without the metal in, you will not push that in by hand. You'll hurt your hand doing it. I cut myself like 4 or 5 times. All right, so we're gonna get this bush subframe in and see if those are okay. And if they are, then we'll show you guys that this frame installed. All right, guys, so we got all the control arms in and subframes all in. And there's the back. We just don't have the spindles in yet because we're doing all new wheel bearings and hubs and the spindles. Oh yeah, dude, look, you can see every single one of those. We forgot to put the plugs in the subframe, but you can see everything. So that's good. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. So you have any questions, just let us know. I'm going to try to show you which bushing by part number went where, and we showed you how to install the difficult ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to go ahead and finish cleaning up, wrap up this video, and I don't know what the next one, oh, probably the wheel bearings. Yeah, the next video will probably be showing you guys how to do the wheel bearings, hopefully. I mean, at some point the interior has to go in, but the car's coming along quickly, somewhat, kind of.
I mean, HVAC just needs to go in and then the interior is ready to go in.
Yeah. Yep. The tranny will go in soon. We just got to clean it, and we got to replace all the seals on the outside that we can get to. There'll probably be like a video that's like a bunch of things at once. But yeah. All right. That's it. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next one.